guys that are in here. So we'll get started. It is week 6. Can't believe it is week 6 already. We have 2 more sessions after this. And then I'm gonna let you guys know what we're doing after that. So, all right. So we're gonna get started right into our KPIs. If anybody actually does want to share, you don't have to, you can just unmute yourself. This is for when we get a bigger group, like I said, or you can just share your wins or KPIs in the chat if you prefer to do it that way. And again, there's a refresher of our questions. So, did you complete your KPIs? Why or why not? How do you feel about whether or not you completed your KPIs? And lastly, what will you do to achieve your goals next week, whether that's the same thing or a different thing? So, does anybody want to share? I saw at least 4 people, as of the time that I looked, had filled out their KPIs. So does anybody want to share about anything during their week?
I had a pretty good week. Didn't finish fast
I
cap,
saw.
but I did learn how to do I think you pronounce it character image.
Yep,
And I
caricature, yep.
tried to do a prompt for it. It worked, but I got to tweak it. So I'm
Very
working on it.
cool. So was that let's see, you said that you learned something. Was that the one thing that you learned this week?
Yes. Yes.
Awesome. And then congratulations, you did 3 social posts the first time in a couple weeks. You hit your goal
Yep.
again.
Yep.
Congratulations. That is awesome. That is awesome. So did anything that you've learned so far help you do those posts, or were they just one-off posts?
Um, I think doing the AI stuff and trying to do the prompts helped.
Good.
Working on getting the prompts right.
Yep. Yep. It's all about prompting.
And getting the GPTs, getting the setup into a GPT.
Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. That's cool. So are you working on custom GPTs?
I tried that one.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. Well, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing, Dennis. It's all, I love seeing this progress. And yesterday when I was working on our syllabus and our KPIs and stuff like that, I saw you guys, few of you up in the corners, sharing the documents. And told my husband, he was in here with me. I'm like, look, somebody's on my document. It always makes me so excited when somebody's actually using something I
That was
created. So
probably me.
probably. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to share? Who's on here? I saw, oh, Nakia's not here today. Kristen, I saw, I don't know if you can talk yet, if you're still at work, but I saw that you were really proud and I actually had to look at it. You had created this post this week and it's perfect. I love it.
Thank you. I
Um,
appreciate it.
Very cool. So yeah, I love it. It's authentic and did you just come up with it on your own or how'd you come
Yeah, well,
about?
I got my first listing client, and this was a situation that popped up. The prior realtor had severely overvalued the home, and so learning from experience, which is why it was authentic.
Congratulations. Yes, I
Thank
saw you got
you.
your first listing. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
That is awesome. Now you got to dig into all the resources that EXP gives you to handle it now.
Working
And
on
there's a
it.
ton. There is a ton.
Part of what's taking up all my time.
Yes, yes. But, I saw that you still you got this post done. It's an authentic post. I
Thanks, Amy.
do wanted to write or note too here that your hashtag for Phillipsburg, New Jersey is great. Geotagging, your Lehigh Valley real estate, geotagging, all that good stuff. So excellent, excellent.
Thanks, Kier. Appreciate it.
And then what else? Did I have anything else written down for you? Yeah, the micro local focus. Oh, I liked your CTA. It was like a nice soft CTA. Like just reach out to me. You weren't pressure filled or anything. And the geotagging. Those were the 3 things that I noted that were so great about it. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just
Thank
excited for you.
you. Thanks. I appreciate it. I'm excited too.
And then we had Nakia. She's not here today, but she if we look at her, she did fill out her KPIs and she hasn't been posting it. She's been doing her videos and stuff, but she hasn't been writing down her views and stuff, but she is one of the students that is tracking her metrics. And you can see here, look at these Facebook views and Facebook engagement from her second week to her what we're on sixth week. She had 14,000 views in her second week, and now she has 54,000 views in week six. Like that's insane. And then her Facebook engagement, 1,400 in week two, and now she has 5,300 in week six. So she is doing excellent there too. So she's been filling out her KPIs. And then the last person that I noticed that filled out their KPIs was Shakita with another person that is working on their socials and killing it with 4 social media posts last week. Congratulations, Shakita. I don't know if you want to unmute yourself or just give yourself a fist pump in the chat. Congratulations on that.
Hi, thank you.
That's awesome that you got that done. Where were they mainly on a bunch of different platforms, or did you focus on one?
So I tried to post on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and LinkedIn.
Oh, wow. All out. That's awesome. Do you use a social scheduler or do you just do it all manually?
All manually.
For
I would
now.
like to do it that way.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
wouldn't
Get
have to do
into
it manually.
Yes, yeah. I'll eventually future cohorts we'll get into like scheduling platforms and stuff like that. There are a ton to choose from. But yeah, that would definitely help get content out there a little bit faster. But yeah, congratulations on 4. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody, anything else before we move on? Okay, we will move on. Oh, it would help if I put back on our screen. All right, so we are in week 6, guys, and the goal for today is to show you how to create a content calendar using ChatGPT. Okay, so the first topic that we're going to go over first, we'll use ChatGPT to help choose the pillars, topics, and audiences for the content that you want to create for your specific marketing and branding. And then we're going to go over how to get ChatGPT to spit out halfway decent, I mean, pretty decent if you've been doing all the homework up till now. A decent content calendar tailored to, again, your niche or your services or your market or whatever you are trying to be known for as the realtor in your market. And if you've looked at the syllabus, I gave you what I call a core prompt. And it's called this first prompt that I'm giving you is called the Humanizer Core LLM prompt. And it's basically just helps you train your AI to not sound so AI and more like a human actually wrote your stuff. So we'll open that up. And I'm going to go over what that does for you and how it can help and how to use it within, ChatGPT or whatever LLM you're using. But we're focusing on ChatGPT for this cohort. So I'm actually going to open that right now. Let me close out of Kristen's stuff. We don't need the tracker anymore. And we'll open up this prompt or this guide. Okay. So first, just wanted to note at the bottom is the footer. Please don't share this one, guys, with anybody. I'm gonna be having core prompts as part of cohort 1. I'm gonna try and introduce them a little bit earlier and have a few more for you to use. So just please don't share this one. I've put a lot of time and effort into combining a whole bunch of different humanizing prompts that I've come across in my training and masterminds and all of that stuff. So I just would really appreciate it if you don't just give it away all willy-nilly. Um, okay, so now back to the top. Okay, so this is the LLM Humanizer Core Prompt for Realtors Writing. Okay, so you can use this. It doesn't have to be with ChatGPT. You can use any prompts and any instructions and anything that I'm giving you that's like a document, you can use it in any AI, okay? We're just using ChatGPT because I really believe it's like almost the gateway drug of AI. Like everybody is using ChatGPT. They are constantly doing feature upgrades and making it more user friendly and consumer friendly every day. So I just think it's a really great place to start learning. So, anyways, I highly recommend that you guys make your own copy of this prompt. And because you might want to edit this and refine it further to your own tastes and preferences. Eventually, it does not have to be now. This is made to be used as is where we're at right now. And this really should become a part of your overall AI ready brand intelligence system, which is really what we've just been building over these past 6 weeks. So essentially, it's just another knowledge file that you can use across all these LLMs and for, like I said, cohort zero purposes across the chats, the projects, and your custom GPTs within ChatGPT. Okay, so this first page, can you guys see this or should I blow it up a little bit? I'll blow it up a little bit. Okay, so, and now I need to move you guys out of my way. Okay. All right. So this first page of the prompt, it gives your AI a protocol to abide by. So it has a primary directive, which is right here, primary directive. Oops. And it's basically just its primary directive is to behave like a human realtor writing content. Okay. So enforcement and mechanism here. This part. This this directs the AI basically to review its own thinking and what it plans to output before generating your content. So, what's really important with this humanizer prompt is that it ensures that your AI does not output content in the typical AI pattern fashion. I'm sure if you guys have been, seeing a lot of people putting out content recently, it's very easy to spot AI generated content. People who use AI daily can 100% spot AI written content because all the AI or all the AI models, they're using these same patterns. So the goal with this prompt is to break this AI pattern writing. So, like we've been learning over the past 6 weeks that, right, AI loves patterns and it loves structure. And it's why I've been focusing so hard on showing you how to create structured content and consistency across all your platforms and the content you're putting out and the social media stuff and your articles and your blog posts. Also, you can be seen by AI and humans, but we're focused on AI here. But now we have to break this AI's basically addiction to patterns with a prompt that specifically calls out not to use patterns. Like, let's go to section 2. Oh my gosh, this is so big now. So we have these are like patterns that AI just loves to do. So triple patterns. So it's three things in a row, and I have here equals none. That means we don't want any of these. So a triple pattern example is stop wasting your time, stop accepting lowball offers, stop settling for mediocre results, or more leads, more sales, more funnels. Like it's a pattern. And then a question and list answer. That's another very common thing that AI does. Another one, the result followed by a list. So what happened next? Question mark. Clients started begging to work with me. My calendar filled up for months. Referrals poured in like crazy. So it's the result and then a list of three different things. AI loves that. It loves even if series. So even if you're completely new to this, even if you have zero technical skills, even if you failed at everything before, so it loves even if. So it's just a whole bunch of things that it should not do. And I don't know, when I first came across humanizer prompts, I was like, no way is it going to be able to figure out how to write with abiding by all of this, but it does. And it's the writing is definitely very much more human. So you can see here just a whole bunch of stuff that it's not supposed to do. Okay, so I swear, guys, once you see these patterns, like if you really read through these and you start reading a lot of other people's writing, you're not going to be able to unsee these patterns and you're going to be like, if you've been using AI to write your content, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, all my content sounds like that. All right, so now we will go to this is forbidden language. So now, so this is directing, so this prompt is basically directed to never use certain words. These are words that are constantly overused by AI and are a telltale sign, again, that you wrote something using AI. So there's a bunch in there. Revolutionary, state of the art, adept, notwithstanding, thus. Like those are all words that are constantly used by AI in its writing output. And then my two that I recently just put on there, vibe and fluff. It seems like ever since I told it to stop using the other words, it started using vibe and fluff like constantly. So I added that in there. And then literally right before our meeting, I added hot take because I saw it somewhere else. And I was like, yep, that's AI written. And then we have forbidden phrases. This exact same thing here. AI uses certain phrases over and over again. So it's forbidden from using those phrases like meticulous attention to detail and here's the deal and here's the hard truth, like just all those things. And then forbidden intensifiers. I don't have many of these. And guys, again, you can go in here and completely tailor what you want or don't want it to say. But these are just always used by AI. Ultimately, essentially, simply, extremely, just all of those are just um, just overused. So it is also forbidden from using M dashes. So where are the M dashes? Right here. So I have this in red here. You'll see in 1 second. So this M dashes. Um, Up until recently, it was almost impossible for AI to abide by even like the strictest instructions for some reason with M dashes. Like it still always outputted M dashes. It was so annoying. But now with all these model updates, all you have to do now is just tell it not to use M dashes and it won't. It's very nice. So this explicitly states what to use instead. So I have written here not to simply replace an M dash with a regular hyphen because it will do that if you don't tell it to. Instead of the long M dash, it'll use the short regular hyphen and just replace it, which is to me the exact same thing. And then I have to just replace it with either ellipses, three dots, or just end the sentence. So this is a section, again, that you might want to edit if you want it to do different things instead of M dashes, or maybe you like M dashes. I know a lot of people are offended by people who don't like M dashes because it's highly the reason AI uses it is because it's highly used in research and stuff like that. So that's where it picked it up from. But anyways, now we will go to section 5 real quick. So this
Excuse
is
me,
just
Claire.
yeah.
I just put that prompt in Chat GPT and she is mad at me.
Uh-oh, what did she say?
Um, so basically to sum it up, she was like, okay, I'm gonna pause for a second because I feel the weight of that. Not in a bad way, but since you want me to be real as a human, then that's what I'm going to do. And I had to reply and say, I'm sorry, don't be mad at me.
Well, you don't really. We're gonna show you how to use it. It's not really something that you just throw into ChatGPT and start using. You kind of have to direct it to use your knowledge files in the right way. It's not just like a prompt to throw in ChatGPT and it automatically starts following what you're telling it. There's a little bit more to it. It's like more of a structure of using it. So we'll get a little bit more into that in a minute. Um, Okay, so section 5, you guys can read through I'm not going to go through all the rest of these, but section 5 just covers like the concepts of what human writing looks like. Section 6 just provides pattern interruption, like ideas that it can use instead. Section 7, what is it? Just reiterates a few things like not using M dashes, provides a few formatting preferences. Again, you can change all that in there. And then we have the last section that I just wanted to go over is this. So we have section 8 in here. Um, and I just wanted to highlight it because this is where you guys can go in later. It doesn't have to be now again. It still works fine without it. But this is where you might want to go in later and put in your exact own human writing examples. So you are basically like hard coding your own exact writing style right into this core prompt. And you don't have to do that because it you can see here that it's it's directed to you must review context from the current chat and examine any uploaded files. And then it actually, I have it actually looking for your AI ready brand blueprint or your AI brand intelligence system, a sample writing file, etc. So it's going to look for things that have um, that will help it determine your brand voice, pacing, etc. And then if it's missing, it's going to ask you if you wish to proceed without it or and just continue working. So this is where, it's like it's flexible. You can put your own stuff in here, or you can have it just reference something that you upload to the project, which I'm trying not to confuse you guys, but I'll show you here in a second. Or you can leave it, as is, like I said, and well, I already said that, and it'll look for your uploaded files and just mimic your voice that way. Okay, so then section 9 and 10, you really don't have to worry about this part. It's just like a whole thing of how it verifies its own output again before it actually gives you a final finished piece of content. It's just like a what did I call it? Verification protocol. So this humanizer prompt, guys, it has nothing to do with actually being seen on AI or showing up in AI search or any AEO, GEO, or SEO. It's solely about like the content and writing sounding like a real human wrote it. So other humans don't know that you used AI to assist you because I'm so fascinated by studies. Early studies, guys, are showing, and I'm sure you probably agree with this. A lot of humans they're losing trust in other humans who are using AI for creative purposes, like specifically content and writing. So, and even more so with lead follow-up, which we aren't getting into probably not even in cohort one, but even with lead follow up is a big thing too. So you do if you're going to be using AI for helping you, you do need to figure out how to make it sound like you. All right, so now we're going to just move on real quick back to the presentation because I am going to go over how to determine your content pillars and topics and audience before you even attempt to use this prompt because it's kind of important. All right, so let's head back to this presentation quick. And yes, we'll go into this. All right, so it sounds silly, but in order to plan your content, you need to plan your content. So there are three main things to consider when you're creating your content, and that is pillars, topics, and audience. So pillars and topics can easily become overwhelming and can become confused with one another, and the topics can start to feel like pillars and everything just like meshes together. So we're going to cover these pillars first. So content pillars tell AI and humans, one, what you constantly or consistently talk about, two, what problems you solve, and three, what you want to be known for. So this shouldn't come as a shock to you guys. We've been talking about this for like 6 weeks now. So as a realtor, what are the main things that you want people to associate you with when they think of you, your brand, and therefore your business, and therefore showing up in AI search? And it cannot be 20 things, at least not yet. It could be 20 things years from now, but right now, it is best to narrow down your pillars to 3 to 5 main concepts. And like, just have in the back of your mind, you can always expand later. Just niche down now to get started and get ahead. So pillars act like category labels for your expertise or niche. So that's kind of the way to think about pillars. They're more like categories. So having clear pillars is important because each post will begin to reinforce the last post as you keep putting more content out there. Number two, AI sees repetition with intention. You're not just like I love the words willy-nilly, but you're not willy-nilly just posting stuff, randomly, which is super important, again, for that showing up in AI search. And then number three, you become easier to summarize, cite, and recommend when people are searching for your specific services, your specific market. They Google your name or, ChatGPT your name or whatever. So the takeaway there, pillars, they're not the same thing as topics. That pillars are just buckets, like the buckets of meaning. And so pillars are comprised of topics. So without clear pillars, content, it just like it quickly starts to feel scattered. AI can't confidently associate you with anything, not with your niche or your market or the specific ecosystem that you've been, trying to, be a part of or get into so that you can be recommended within that ecosystem. So just everything that we've been talking about up till now. All right, so now we have topics. So topics are under your umbrella of pillars. So if your pillars are an umbrella, topics are like the ribs that give the umbrella shape, right? So topics should answer the three questions. What is this post about? What question could this content answer? And what problem does it solve? And a good way to think about topics is that topics are how AI breaks down your content into understandable units. So again, it's all about that structure. So is AI able to break your content into units, aka topics? So weak topics are things that are vague, trend-based, and there's a little nuance there. Trend, you can hop on trends very easily, but you don't want to hop on like trends that make no sense for you. Or they can be weak topics are broad topics. You don't want broad topics. Strong topics would be content that is specific, problem oriented, and contextual. So has a lot of context for AI to eat up. And of course, your content should always be optimized for AEO, GEO, and SEO. So without topics, what was I going to say? A pillar, it's just like, it's just a label. It doesn't have much meaning without topics. With topics, pillars become usable, teachable, recognizable, all that good stuff. All right, so lastly, we have audience. A lot of you probably already know who you're talking to, but audience is important, not just so that you know who you're speaking to while you're creating the content or having AI help you create the content, but the audience you are tailoring your content to is also telling AI some things. So you're telling AI who this information is for. You're basically telling AI when it should be surfaced. So when it should be used as, context, or when you should be recommended, or when your content should be cited. And number three, in what context it matters. And so what I mean by that, a topic can be presented totally differently depending on your target audience. And so like a real simple example would be pricing strategy. So the angle of that topic is going to be completely different if you're speaking to sellers versus if you're speaking to investors versus if you're speaking to another agent. So it really matters who you're speaking to because your topic can be shifted and the angle can be changed to speak to all kinds of different audiences. So, the good thing, AI is very good at analyzing who your content is supposed to be for, and therefore it knows who to hand those answers to. And you want your content, like we've been talking about, it needs to be the answer for that specific audience or that specific person who's searching for something in particular. Yeah, so determining an audience, just super important when you're creating content for AI. I mean, for you and AI. All right, so just a quick review. Content pillars, they're what you're known for. So the focus of your immediate pillars should be very niche down, like I just said. Your topic is basically it's just what you're saying or posting today that relates to one of your content pillars. And when you incorporate consistency, this is so important, into your content, you are proving to AI and humans that you should be known for that pillar that that topic is under. Like you're the one that knows all about that topic, and AI knows that you know it, and so do humans. And then we have audience, and this is just who your content is meant to help. So once again, tying it back to the AI systems, they're looking for alignment across all three of these, and then when they match to AI, to humans, you're going to feel consistent. To AI, you're going to feel consistent. To humans, you're going to feel trustworthy. To AI, you're going to feel trustworthy. And all of that helps you show up in AI search and makes you become easier to surface as the answer. All right, so when you're creating content, you can look at the pillars as the category, topics as the subfolders or folders, and then posts as the files. Okay. Um, so a content calendar with like well-structured categories, aka pillars, with well-structured subfolders, aka topics, and well-structured files, aka posts that speak to a specific audience literally becomes, yes, your data training set for AI. AI is trained on data. That is all it is. It's just eating massive amounts of data and learning from it, okay? So AI is going to eat up your content. Guys, remember EAT, EEAT? There's that two-page document in your syllabus from week 3 to read up on EAT and why it's such an important concept if you haven't already. Um, but AI is going to read, it's going to read every single post. It's going to connect it to your topic. It's going to remember your pillars within your ecosystem. And then basically, you're basically designing this ecosystem for yourself through your content. And AI is going to eat and learn from everything you publish online. So your pillars, topics, and posts need to be thought of like food for this little cute little baby robot here that I made. Who's just starting to learn all about you, right? And all he wants to do is learn about you and recommend you to people. So you got to feed him. All right, so calendars, they don't, I probably don't have to say this, but by themselves, they don't just create authority. It's the structure behind the calendar that creates authority. Anybody can create a generic real estate content calendar with AI now, but your goal is to create a niche down content system, right? Not just a calendar that will guarantee that you show up in AI search when someone is looking for your specific services. Okay. So, once again, in the syllabus, I developed a guide to help you quickly determine your pillars, topics, and audiences fairly quickly, I would say. All right. So, we're going to head on over to it's in the syllabus, and I think I have it called, yeah, Determining Content Pillars, Topics, and Audience. Okay. So, this is the guide that I created, and I have a step 1 as creating your project and creating a content calendar chat within that project. So this guide, guys, it also assumes and recommends that you upload a brand blueprint at a minimum for something for ChatGPT to work from. Okay? So I don't care. I mean, by this point, you should have a brand blueprint ready to go, or at least you should be able to dictate to your AI about yourself enough that it's able to determine content pillars for you. So we are moving on, assuming that everyone has an AI ready brand blueprint by now. If you haven't, I think, does this link to it again? Did I link? Yep. I linked to it again, guys. The brand blueprint GPT to create your first version of a brand blueprint is there if you haven't done it yet. Okay, so I'm gonna open ChatGPT and I'm gonna show you how we go about creating our content pillars, topics, and audience. So I'm just gonna bring out ChatGPT here so I can still look at this document. Or maybe I'll put this on a different screen. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, so we are in, let me exit out of this so you can see where we are. So we're in ChatGPT, and I am in my project called Real Estate Content Assistant. You should know how to get to your projects by now. Left-hand sidebar, scroll down to your projects. If you haven't created any kind of project yet for Content Assistant, you're gonna gotta do it. So you're gonna create new project, name it. You're gonna be able to add your files. We've done this already. So I am in my real estate content assistant here, okay? And so I have files uploaded, which you can see. I know I'm missing one. So I have my humanizer prompt. I have my website list, which doesn't really matter here. I haven't given this to you guys yet. Hopefully next week is a custom social description generator that you can work on. But AI knows how to do that. It's just more customized to myself. And then I have my brand blueprint here. And the thing that I'm missing is my identity file for ChatGPT to be able to grab my CTAs from. So for my lead magnets, you want that in there. If you've created your identity file that has your lead magnets, all your landing pages, all your websites, whatever you've created, so that it can reference and look through that and recommend CTAs based off of the stuff that you've created. So I don't have mine uploaded, but I recommend that you do. All right, so then you're gonna either, if you've already started a content calendar or you want to keep it in another chat or whatever you want to do, I highly recommend starting just a new chat called content calendar, which I already have here. If you don't, you can come up here and just start a new chat. I'm sure you already know how to start new chats within projects. So we're gonna go to our content calendar. Okay, so we're going to one thing that I like to do when I'm working in projects is you can just tell ChatGPT fresh chat, and it basically it won't forget all the previous context, but it won't think that you're working directly from the last chat. If you open any kind of chat in ChatGPT and you start working within a project within a chat from last week, it doesn't realize it's been a week. It thinks that you're responding right to that last message that you had sent ChatGPT. So you want to be like, if you're starting fresh, you can just say fresh chat, and ChatGPT knows, all right, this is something new, but I'm still referencing all the context. I still have these files to look at. I still understand what I'm supposed to do, but she's not talking about this exact chat that we just had. All right. So with that being said, from the syllabus or from the guide that I created, all you have to do is copy that little prompt that I have in step 2, and you're gonna paste it in to ChatGPT. So all it says is using the pillars, niches, services, and ideal client avatars from the AI ready brand blueprint I have uploaded. I want to create 3 to 5 on-brand topic ideas or concepts that belong under each pillar. Explain why you chose each topic for my specific brand and what audience each topic is best for. So ChatGPT has now read through everything that's inside my AI ready brand blueprint. There's the word fluff, no trendy fluff, guys. And then below are 3 to 5 basic topic ideas under each pillar. And then for every topic, I'll explain and then why it fits and which ideal client it's best for. So literally, I didn't have to come up with any of these pillars. ChatGPT read my information and came up with these pillars on its own, which it's amazing, right? So, pillar number 1, AI for real estate, obviously. So the purpose of this pillar. So it's telling me that it positions me as calm, credible, systems friendly first AI authority for agents who feel overwhelmed, skeptical, or behind. Okay, and then underneath of that, so that's a pillar, AI for real estate. Now the topics under that pillar, number 1, number 2, number 3, and then you can see here it says why it fits your brand, best audience for it, and it does that for every single recommendation. So we have pillar 2, flexible home sales specialist. So it knows here, grabbed my cash creative or MLS offering. I don't know if you guys know by now, I as a realtor, I offer a 3 solution system. So buy for cash, owner finance, or list it the traditional way. And so that's in my brand blueprint. So ChatGPT picked up on that. The best audience, options sellers, of course, and absentee owners, already mailing them. So, right? It just knows. All right, so this you go if you head back to the guide, the next step is number 4. It's to iterate with AI. So iterate, you should probably know by now, is just chatting back and forth. So this is where you're going to go through and you're really going to take your time and really think, are these the pillars that I want to live with for like the next 6 months? Because I recommend doing um focusing on 3 to 5 content pillars for 6 months and seeing what happens and then reevaluating. So, can I live with these pillars for 6 months? Can I talk about these 6 pillars or these pillars for 6 months, right? So, to make things quick, we're going to say that we are. But you can see here, it literally has all Cape May County intel. Knows them in Cape May County. Why micro markets matter in Cape May County. How often do I tell you guys about micro uh, marketing? I probably haven't called it that, but that's what the GEO stuff is for. So, oops, so now we have all of our pillars. We're at pillar 4. So agent growth, collaboration, and like-minded agents. This looks like, yeah, attracting. This is agent attraction, which I actually didn't even really think about. So pillar number 4 is mainly agent attraction. Love that. And I probably, no, so it came up with 4 pillars for me. So we'll stick with 4. 3 to 5, guys, is the best. All right, so the next thing that you want to do, so let me just show you an example. Let's say oops, pillar 4. Oh, geez, Louise. Pillar 4. Make it even more laser focused on agent attraction. Okay. So now below is a re-engineered pillar 4, laser focused on agent attraction, proximity, and signaling who this room is for and who it's not. Oh, I like that. So now agent attraction, proximity, and like-minded agents. Purpose of the pillar. Now it's attract high integrity, growth-minded, AI curious agents who want access, blah, 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 blah. So right, that's perfect. So I like that now. Okay, so now we have pillar 4 locked in. Gives me, oh wow, it gave me a lot of topics. See, now we got to tell it that we don't need that many topics because it didn't stick to only giving me 3 to 5.
Can you enlarge your screen?
Yeah. Oh, oh, that's way big. Okay, so now I'm gonna say only give me 3 topics per pillar. And now I'm hoping that it lays out everything nicely for us. Yep. All right. So pillar 1, now it just gives me 3 topics under there. Pillar 2, flexible homes. So we got 3 topics under there. Okay. So I could keep iterating back and forth until I have my pillars and my content locked in, or my topics locked in that I want to continue with. Okay. So this is where, so the optimal way to lock this in would be literally creating a whole nother document. I know it's a lot, but if you guys do plan to leave ChatGPT, everything you're creating needs to go into knowledge files. Everything that you use AI with is based on knowledge files. AI needs to know you. It needs to know what you're talking about, the context behind what you're trying to do, the lens it should be looking at, through the mindset it should have when it's thinking about your content. Like there is so much to think about with AI. It is magical, but it is a ton of work to customize it to you. But once you do, you are ahead of so many people who are not taking the time to customize their AI. And yes, tons of people are coming on board with using AI. But like I said, once you spot those patterns and stuff that people are using AI for, and you're gonna see those patterns come up in content all the time. You're just gonna be like, oh my gosh, thank God I took the time to customize my AI because now I'm ahead of, everyone's using AI, but now I'm even more ahead of everybody using AI because I've already customized my AI. Okay, so now like I said, what you're actually gonna want to do is come down here and you're gonna want to copy your whole content and pillars, and you're gonna want to go over to, I'll just show you guys what I would do. I already have my content and pillars written, but what I would do is I would then go to my Google Drive. Highly recommend Google Drive um, for holding all of your knowledge files. If you guys do decide to get into automation and AI automation, a lot of the AI platforms can pull directly from Google Drive. You can link right to it, which is super nice. So literally would just paste in everything that ChatGPT gave me. And now I have a 4-page document that houses pillar one and all three topics, pillar two and all three topics, pillar three, okay? And then I would just delete this top part and then name this whatever you guys are gonna remember it as. AI ready brand, blueprint, pillars, and topics for real estate. Who knows? Maybe I'll use this later. So now I have my pillars and topics ready to go to feed back into ChatGPT or whatever AI you're using. Okay, so this already has, I've already loaded my content pillars and everything in here. If you haven't, and you know you're doing this step by step, you would just come back to your project, hit the little project tab next to the ChatGPT up in the top, click on your files again, and click on add, and then you would add files. The file you would well download the file from Drive first and then upload it to ChatGPT. And so then it would be in here just like you can see all these other documents that are in here. Oh, mine isn't in here. Oh, let's add it. Let me download it quick so we can I can show you guys how this works. All right, so now we are going to download this. You can download it as a PDF, a .txt, a .docx. Most AI reads all of that. So then you come back to ChatGPT and add the file that you just downloaded. And then you can see here now it is uploading, little loading sign. And so now it has my pillars and topics to work from. Okay? Does that make sense on how to choose your content or yeah, your pillars and your topics? Yes?
It will eventually.
You'll have to watch it a couple times and read through the step-by-step guide too. All right, so after we finalize the content and pillars, your pillars and topics, sorry, we're going to move on to creating the actual content calendar. See how much work all of this is, guys? Like 6 weeks to this point, week one you created a brand blueprint, then week two you created website lists, and now I'm telling you that you're creating an entire intelligent system and customizing an AI assistant for you. Like it's crazy. Just take it one step at a time, okay? Like don't worry like too much about um every little detail that I'm going over. You guys have access to these cohorts forever. So you can jump into any of the cohorts as we go, and every cohort is going to be built on the last and just, improved upon each cohort. So, anyways, let me go back to this where did it go? Here we go. Let me go back to my presentation quick. Because I just have a few slides on content calendars for you, and then I'm going to do a live demo and actually creating the content calendar. So let me bring back up my slide here. Okay. So I hear like it's like 50-50. I hear some people are like, I don't need a content calendar. I have so many ideas. I know what I want to post. And then, you have on the other hand, you have people who are like, I have no idea what I should be posting. I don't know what to post. But honestly, both types of people desperately need content calendars because content calendars, they don't do just one thing. So I've chosen the 4 best things that I think content calendars are good for. So predictable authority. So like we've been talking about with AI and content generation, all that stuff. A content calendar just supports a predictable authority because every post, like I said earlier, is mapped back to your core pillars. So you're just constantly reinforcing the same niche, the same market, your same expertise, your same services, all from different angles and perspectives. So that's why I say hang in there for like 6 months because it takes a little bit to create that authority, and you don't want to like just give up on something, a month or two in because you aren't seeing results right away. It takes a little bit of time to build predictable authority, but it is a huge benefit that comes from a content calendar. And then you have AI visibility. So kind of like the predictable authority, but a content calendar, it supports AI visibility because that authority that you've been creating through your constant and predictable posts, um, like as we've been discussing, AI trusts patterns, right? So it doesn't like the randomness. It doesn't want that random content that you just feel like posting. A content calendar is like I had just said in the same presentation, it's feeding the AI systems constant signals, those signals that we keep talking about, because you're reinforcing all those same contents, topics under the same pillars over time, which makes you and your services and your niche easier for AI to classify and therefore learn all about you so it can recommend you in AI search. So a content calendar supports predictable authority, supports AI visibility, and then content calendars decision relief. Even for those with all of the ideas, having a content calendar, it just reduces the number of decisions you have to make when it comes time to actually post the content. So instead of saying, what should I talk about today? Like so generic, it becomes, which well-planned idea am I publishing today or this week or this month? And then, like I almost just said, reusability. A content calendar makes it super easy to reuse content. So it's kind of relevant to decision relief. With a content calendar, you can really easily reuse your ideas and your previous posts instead of like reinventing and starting from scratch each time. So if you combine a content calendar with metric tracking eventually, you'll learn which content is actually resonating most with your audience, and then you can focus along with your content calendar on reusing that content, just with different hooks or different angles, different examples or different situations. So it just makes the reusability aspect of content easier. And then the last thing I'll talk about with content calendars is when they are used the right way, they not only help you by keeping things organized, but you're essentially, you're creating a little training program for AI if you want to think about it about your content calendar that way. So a purposeful content calendar built around specific pillars with AEO, GEO, optimized topics, and your ideal audience literally becomes, like we talked about, it becomes the source of truth, right? We talked about sources of truth for yourself, for AI, your content calendar, when it's published, is literally the training data set for AI. It's the thing that AI learns from. It's the hub from which AI is drawing all of its information from. So through your structured, that word again, structured, and well thought out content, AI learns about you. And as a realtor, guys, you are your brand as a realtor. Like you're not some big business. You're a person. And most of you in here are trying to brand yourselves that way. You're not trying to brand yourselves as some big unknown company. So you're creating this source of truth for you via a well-structured content calendar. So AI learns your business, it learns about your services, it learns about your market, it learns about your niches, your ideal client and audience. And so, when you consistently publish content that is one, anchored to all of those same pillars, two, focused on clear, repeatable topics, and then three, written for the same audience over and over again, you're no longer just like posting content. You are creating a patterned data set for AI. Like Doesn't that it just sounds so crazy, but like you're literally that's what you're doing. You guys are you're trying to figure out before you even post, like how is this going to affect AI? How's AI going to see this as part of its training? And of course, I probably don't have to mention this again, but a content calendar itself doesn't just create that source of truth. If you create a calendar and do nothing with it, it is completely useless. It's the published content that comes from the calendar that you created that actually does the work. So the calendars don't create that authority. It's the structured content that you actually create and post that creates the authority. Having a calendar hanging out somewhere in some database doesn't help. Okay, so when prompting AI for a content calendar, it needs a ton of information, also known as context. And so if you've been doing, like we've been talking about the semi-optional homework over the last 6 weeks, you won't have to put as much work into creating a content calendar as somebody who is starting from scratch because your AI will know, like I said, a whole bunch about you already. Um, and it's just going to be making it so much easier to create that content calendar. So for AI to create a usable content calendar tailored to your business that will help you show up in AI search, first and foremost, AI needs to know who the heck you are, right? It has to have content pillars to base the content off of. It needs to know what platform or platforms you want to post to. It needs to know the audience you're speaking to, which we already covered, how often you plan to post. And then also the length of the calendar you want to create. So is it like 7 days, 14 days, 30 days? You need to provide it with your call to action preferences. What authority signals are you looking to create through your content? What format do you need the output to be in? What does your ideal content structure look like? What tone are you using? And do you have any constraints when it comes to creating content? So we're going to head back over to the syllabus, which in there you'll see, I think it's step two. Yeah, step two, to creating content calendar. There's a link in there called Creating Your Content Calendar, a step-by-step guide. So we'll open that. Okay, so this is your content calendar guide. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Okay, so on this guide, we're going to head back over to ChatGPT in a second, but I do want you to know that I have this prompt here. So it's also here on the left-hand side. It's called the brand aware calendar prompt, and that's because it is tailored to look for your uploaded files that we've created this whole time. Just like everything else I've been creating, it all works together. So, um, let's open the prompt. So this is the prompt, and we are assigning the AI a role. So it's a 1% content calendar strategist, and it's optimizing for AI search, so for AEO, GEO, and SEO. And then here, the brand identity context. So this is where it's saying that you must review and apply the provided AI-ready brand blueprint and identity knowledge file, as well as my content topics and audiences I have provided to you, right? So that's why it's called a brand aware prompt, because it is actively searching for your brand, for the knowledge files that you have uploaded, okay? So let me just see. Is there anything else I wanted to highlight? Yeah, so basically this prompt, it has everything that I kind of just went over. It's going to ask you what platforms you want it for, your audience. It should automatically grab it, but this is semi-built for people that don't 100% have it ready. So it does have some, this may include sellers, investors, agents, homeowners, AI curious real estate professionals. And then your content pillars, it clearly grabs from the content pillars that you have posted. And then posting frequencies, it needs that. It needs how long you want your calendar to be. And then here is where it searches for the lead magnets and the assets that you have. So within that identity knowledge file that you created however many weeks ago. It's going to grab information from there and try and attribute some CTAs to your downloads or to, well, I don't really recommend downloads anymore, but to your live lead magnets, or your guides or your websites or wherever you want to send people. And then authority signal integration, like I told you. So it is going to look for your professional designations, which are also in that identity knowledge file that you should have created. And then you're going to have to choose an output format, right? You are not keeping this in ChatGPT. A content calendar, I do not recommend keeping it in ChatGPT. You need some kind of a database to keep your social media content in. I mean, it's possible to keep it in ChatGPT, guys, but I'm like really the vision of my cohorts, we're going to move along to the point where I'm hoping that we are sitting here one day and we have some amazing, completely automated from start to finish social media strategies for each and every one of you. I don't think that's going to be for the first few cohorts. It is a ton of work to implement AI automations into your business if you haven't already implemented automations to begin with. And then it's hard to implement automations if you haven't already set up some standard business systems for yourself, like some documents about your business, your IP, your knowledge files, like all of this stuff. You even need that for setting up simple business automations, not even considering AI. So, anyways, back to this. Your content structure. So you might want to edit this part. So personally, guys, I have this in red here. Do not write full captions unless explicitly requested. I personally do not have my content calendar in AI or in ChatGPT output full captions immediately. And that's because where I post from, my posting platform has a generator in it. So when I like to do it at the time of scheduling, and a lot of the platforms have that now, and like 50% of people like to do it beforehand, 50% of people like to do it as they're scheduling. So I personally like to do it as I'm scheduling. So if you want full captions, you need to remove this or change it. All right. So we're gonna go over to, oops, this is not where I wanted to go. Actually, yeah, we will go on this. Okay, we're gonna head back over to Chat GPT. And now I'm gonna show you. Let me get up the prompt. So we're gonna head back into the content calendar where you decided on your pillars and your topics. Or you could have done it somewhere else. It really doesn't matter if it was done in a content calendar or not, because your pillars and your topics are now uploaded to this project. So I want to copy and paste this entire prompt. Let me get it from over here. Okay. Sorry, it took me a while to copy that. Okay. So I'm going to send that over. And one more thing that I did want to mention on here, guys, is we have at the bottom of the instructions here that golden line. I think I shared this with you. If I didn't, ask me clarifying questions until you're 99% sure you can complete this task. This is so important when you're creating stuff because, like I said, AI comes up with some crazy stuff that you wouldn't have thought of to ask you about what you're trying to do. It's like, oh, I didn't even think of that. Okay, so now it comes back and it's going to add, see, you notice I didn't have to edit anything in that prompt. All of the questions that it needs, so the calendar specs, so what platforms, the posting frequency, the calendar length, the output format I want, it asks you all of that. You don't need to edit it in within the prompt before you throw the prompt in ChatGPT. This is just a copy and paste and throw it in, which is so nice. Okay, so I'm going to answer these questions. I'm going to dictate to ChatGPT and I'm just going to go through, and as I read them, I'm not going to read them out loud, but I'm going to answer them so that we can get moving here. All right. I want to Oh, oh, it's not getting my. Oh, my dictate's not working. I wonder why. This happened to me the other day too. Oh, guys, that's so annoying. Okay. I'm gonna do Instagram only. We will do 3 times per week. Let's just do a 7-day calendar output format. So I am going to just stick to my guns, guys. I highly recommend using Google Sheets. If you have nothing else created yet, if you aren't using like a task management platform, like I use Trello and Monday.com and I really like them, but I love Google Sheets for the rough calendar part of this, which is this is kind of like I call it the rough calendar because it's not like any schedule posts or anything. But so for the output format, um, I would just highly recommend doing a CSV file that can be used in so many different places, in so many different AI forms. So if you don't have anything created yet, I would definitely recommend um, a CSV format. And then it's asking me about my audience. So because in my topics and my pillars, these were all of the audiences that had come up. So agents for AI education, sellers for flexible solutions, I service investors and local homeowners, right? So it's saying pick one primary audience for this calendar or give it a split. So it's asking, how you want to arrange the content, like who do you want to be speaking to? So let's just say an even split for audience, pillar weight, we'll say pillar weight, even split, just to go quick. And then other brokerages or agents constraint. Your blueprint excludes EXP and agent growth. Your new rule says never talk about, yeah, other bro to comply. Tell me which is true. You mean don't mention specific competing brokerages or criticize other agents, but it's okay to mention your own brokerage. Ah, yes. Okay. Yes. Okay to mention EXP. Oops. And guys, too, I don't know if you've noticed, but AI, it does not matter if your spelling is completely wrong or if you wrote things wrong. It is so good at knowing what you meant. CTAs, let's just say, let's just say reach out. I'm going to say reach out, soft CTA, because I don't really have anything that I want to offer yet. And then assets and offers. Any lead magnets yet? No, because saw I didn't have any. And then which offers or services are in play for this calendar? We're going to say all. So 9, no lead magnets. And then 10, uh, all services. Okay, so we send that over to ChatGPT and let's see what it brings back because AI never works the same way twice, even in the most containerized environments. It is just it has a mind of its own. It really does. All right, so one last clarification. It says you asked for a 7-day calendar with 3 posts per week, even pillar weight across oh, yeah, mathematically that doesn't work. That's funny. Um, we will go with rotation model, which is it's recommended. It's just saying to publish 3 posts per week based on 3 content pillars. So we're going to say we'll go with option A. And so now it locked in option A. And here is your week 1 Instagram content calendar using a rotation model so pillars stay evenly weighted over time. And then it's just giving me a recap of all of my answers that I gave it. And then it has below is a CSV content for review. Once approved, you can paste directly into a .csv file. So, uh, sometimes it'll just give you the CSV file. Sometimes you actually have to ask for a downloadable CSV file, not one that you can copy and paste. ChatGPT can give you a downloadable file. Some AIs can't. ChatGPT can. So, but here it's just giving a example of what the of what the file will look like. Don't really care what it looks like. I more care about like the content that's within it. So what I want to do is I actually want to see a preview outline of all the content before downloading a CSV. So this is where, because I want to review it before I put it into a CSV file, I want to review what the topics or what topics and what content it actually chose for me. So week one, authority preview outline, 3 posts. It's going to do pillars 1, 2, and 4 for week one. My primary objectives: establish AI authority, attract aligned agents. So here you can review every single post that it wants you to put out for the week. So it gives you the angle, why the post exists, who it's meant to attract, the soft CTA, all this stuff. So this is where now you can go back in and iterate with your chat GPT. And if you don't like one of these posts or you want to change something, or if you want a complete written out caption for every single one, just come down here and say, I love everything. Now create a caption for every single one of those posts, and it'll generate a caption for every single one of those posts. Or you can say, I only want a caption for the first 2 posts, leave the other ones as just ideas, however you want to do it. So let's say, I like all of this stuff. Now create a downloadable .csv file with, not all, with my content calendar. I don't know what to call them. Topics. Or posts, we'll say. And labeled with appropriate columns. Appropriate columns. It's so annoying. I can't dictate. Okay, so now I said now create a downloadable .csv file with my content calendar posts and label with appropriate columns. Content posts for the 7 days. I just know you just got to be super specific when you're talking to AI, guys. Unless you're working within like your own completely personalized, customized AI system, you need to be really specific. So let's see what it does. Hopefully it brings up the CSV file. And I always like to make sure, I always say something about the columns, like, once you guys start having content calendars that you're reusing over and over again, you'll actually know exactly what columns you want included, and you can include that in the prompt that I gave you in the structure section. All right, so now I've created a downloadable .csv file. So now here it is. So all I need to do now is click this button and it says starting download. And now I can see that it's downloading. Okay, so now I'm going to show you an example. So I opened from Google Drive, just a regular old Google Sheet. And all you're going to do now is you're going to do insert. No, where is it? Is it insert? Oh, import. File import. And then you are going to upload the file that you just downloaded. Upload, browse. And then you're going to click on the thing you just downloaded, which is the 7-day Instagram content calendar. And I'm going to import the data. Oops, I clicked. You might want to change if you don't want it to create a new spreadsheet. I did by accident. You can put it into the spreadsheet that I just opened, but I clicked open a new spreadsheet. So there we go, a 7-day content calendar. And there aren't 7 days, guys, because I only requested to post 3 times, right? So my 7-day calendar only has 3 posts in it. So you can do this for however many days you want. And you can see here now, I didn't have to do any of this. The column is labeled day. So what day it goes out, what platform it's for. Multiple would be in this, would be separated by commas if it was for multiple platforms. You probably can't see this, sorry. Then we have primary pillar. It came up with a topic column, what the angle or hook is for each topic, the content type, the primary audience, and then the CTA. So what you would, if you want to create another one, captions, right? So if you had AI create captions for you, captions would have showed up here as a column, and your entire written out content would have appeared there. But again, I don't do it that way. But again, you can have your entirely written thing. And so now you have a 7-day content calendar here in a Google Sheet. And so now that's going to end cohort 0 as to how far we take this. Because now you'll just work from here. You will open up your Google Sheet and you're gonna work from your Google Sheet, and you're gonna work alongside with, if you're gonna create your image in ChatGPT or your image in Canva or whatever. You're gonna work off of this content calendar and manually put it into whatever platform you're posting on, or if you're using a third party subscription type method or whatever you're using, you're gonna do it that way. So, and I don't know if I already mentioned this, but yeah, the one main reason too that I recommend doing a CSV file is because those third party platforms, like if you do eventually want to schedule stuff in the future, you could completely skip the Google Sheet part, and when you take it right from ChatGPT, when you download this CSV right from ChatGPT, you can literally just go to your third party scheduler and you can open up your third party scheduler, and 99% of them have the ability for you to upload a .csv file, and all of your information will just be like loaded into the system automatically, and all your posts pop up. And if you have a really good social planner, you can even create your images right in there, the full captions right in there if you haven't already created them. It's really magical when you get to that point. But we aren't there. We are just at this nice little .csv calendar file that we use right in Google Sheets. Okay? So does anybody have any questions on that?
So once we get all of that done, we'll be able to create captions based on the post.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if you want to, like I could say now for that 7-day content calendar, write out full captions for Instagram. And so now I'm not sure if it's gonna give me the whole thing or if it's gonna give me a file again, we'll say. Um, yeah, so it just wrote it out for me. So now you can see here that it wrote out everything. AI doesn't fix broken businesses, it exposes them. And so now my whole caption is written here. And now all I have to do now again is say, now recreate my 7-day Instagram .csv file with the full captions and appropriate column headings. Oops. Headings. Now recreate my 7-day Instagram.csv file with the full captions and appropriate column headings. Okay. So now, hopefully, it's going to recreate all of that information again for me. But this time now it's creating that CSV file and including captions in it this time. So it's analyzing everything. But hopefully that answered your question. So you literally just you can do it one off, or you can go back and say, hey, I want captions for this post, this post, this post, or hey, I want captions for all the posts. Oh, so yeah, so here it is. Download the 7-day Instagram content calendar with full captions. All right, so we'll download. Oops,
Yeah, because I
download.
created something similar to this, but it didn't give me the captions. It just gave me the basic information for the daily post. It didn't
Yeah,
give me
well,
the actual captions.
this will if you change it, if you want captions from the beginning, change that original prompt that I gave you, take out the section that says not full captions and ask it to generate full captions for you.
Okay.
So now you can see we'll import what we just added the captions to, and if it doesn't make a liar out of me, the captions should be there now. So we're gonna browse now for the file we just created, which is full captions, open, and I want it in this. Oops, I want to replace the current sheet. And so there we go. Now you can see here the captions are all there.
And I,
Okay, so
I, I was going to say too. I mean, just again another step. If you do the like we use ClickUps, and so I'll
mm,
tell it to do ClickUps. It'll give me a link, and I just click one button. It'll put the captions in all the columns for you with the hashtags.
exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's a lot easier. But now with Gemini too, you can take that Excel sheet, create you like a social media at gmail.com account, like just to keep it separate from your real email address. And you can insert that and it'll put it, Gmail will put it on your calendar for you based on those dates.
Yep. Yes, exactly. Are you doing that, Clarence?
I'm doing it. So I'm just doing the ClickUps. I even go in and say, give me the transcribe on some of them. And I format it for a teleprompter on some
Perfect.
things if it's real meaty and information that I'm trying to make sure I hit certain points. So I'll also have it give me the teleprompt. We'll copy and paste that and put in, and I'll just kind of do a front video with it and just
Very
click
cool.
them off. Because then I can drag like actively doing, completed, finished, and it kind of helps me organize in that ClickUps a process a little better.
Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, and if you guys eventually, hopefully when future cohorts, you can create your custom GPTs and you can create actions in your GPTs that connect right to ClickUp or Monday.com or Trello or Go High Level, and it can automatically send your content to it right from ChatGPT. That's down the road, but that is something to look into if you guys are using programs on there are ways, to connect them together via actions and different automation platforms and stuff like that. It's really helpful when you get to that point to be able to connect all of right now. I don't know. I feel like when people get started, I hear a lot of people say that they feel like they have their business duct taped together. All their platforms are like duct taped together because it is almost impossible. There is not one platform out there that does everything. The high level masterminds that I belong to, even the AI ones, they are still opening four different applications to get one thing done. Um, they're working on implementing all kinds of automation and stuff, but AI, guys, it is not there yet. Like it is, we are still, you are way ahead with what we've already even just learned in 6 weeks. Like, believe me. But yeah, so that's really cool. Thanks for sharing that, Clarence. It's cool that you're experimenting that way. Do you pay for Gemini?
No, I just, like I said, I'm on Google Suites. So I just do it through I don't pay anything. I guess it's included in my G Suite, whatever. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
yeah, you technically pay for it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
technically I
it's
pay for
included.
it, but I use it for my email service anyway,
Hmm.
my at the grand group stuff. So it just comes with it.
Very cool.
Yeah. But you're right. You pumping and jumping around to 10 things. You ain't, I mean, it's just what it is, I guess, ain't it?
It is. I will tell you though, I'm getting really excited. I am actually I'll be AI certified in five different things in the next 6 months, and I'm really excited because right now one of the programs is all about mastering AI automation. So like I am really excited about. I have a lot of my stuff all connected and all the automations and all that good stuff, but I'm still AIifying a lot of stuff. So I'm just so excited to bring all that back to you guys once I figure out it for myself a little bit better. I'll definitely bring that back to you guys. But yeah, so I guess 3:30. I made it perfect on time today. Hour and a
We
half.
appreciate everything you're
This was
doing.
good. I ain't
Yeah.
kidding to you.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this one
Um,
again.
Sorry, I just thought of one quick thing. Nakia's not here, but she has a really she uses Google Sheets, I know, for um, her content, One thing that I do like too about Google Sheets is, let me go back. Where is it? I forget what it's called. Is it insert? Yeah. So you can actually, Google Sheets has these really cool pre-built tables. I don't know if you guys have looked at these before. So you click on tables and you can hover over and you can see here it on the left-hand side, it brings up different tables that have already been created. And there are a couple down here. If you scroll down to marketing and click on marketing, there are actually a few. So if you're into ad creation, they have one for, that tracks the objective of your ad, the target audience for your ad, the copy for your ad. This is a content tracker. Oh, I put it in there. Shoot. Didn't mean to click it. And then a campaign tracker. So if you get into tracking advertisements that you do, and then campaign results. So it's really cool. These tables over here, they have a lot of different stuff. If you get into agent attraction, you can handle different recruitment type stuff. And so if you aren't able or don't want to incorporate like another platform right now, just start using Google Sheets. It is so easy to turn Google Sheets into like something usable for any other platform. Like it's almost like a starter database, like that can be like used by all kinds of different programs. So if you aren't familiar with anything yet that's holding your content, give Google Sheets a try for handling like actually holding on to your content and all that good stuff. Um, I mean Google Sheets. It has a ton of things that it can do on its own too. But yeah, so that's why I love Google Sheets. It feels like a good starter database for being able to expand on later for different business platforms and AI stuff. So,
You're gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna be working on this all 4-day weekend.
well, I know, Dennis, you're keeping a lot of your stuff in ChatGPT. I do want you to try and get it out of there
Yeah, I do.
you're more flexible. Not for any of not because ChatGPT is bad. I love it. I really believe that in training you guys on how to make yourselves flexible to use different business platforms and all the AI tools that are coming out. Um, because really there are a few base programs, I would say, or tools that I think everybody should kind of be using because the fact that they are so integratable. Is that a word? They're so easily integratable with everything that's coming out. So like for instance, Google Drive, Google Sheets, they are they are compatible with everything. Notion, if you guys are using Notion, very similar to Google Drive, it is everything connects to Notion. So that's kind of what if you're in the place of like figuring out what tools and things and platforms to implement in your business, I think the first place to start is making sure that it's very compatible with other things. And eventually you might get into APIs. Make sure the platforms you're choosing has APIs if you want to connect via that stuff later with AI automation. Um, Lots to think about. And I'm going to go over this stuff in more detail in cohort one. Cohort one's going to be a little bit longer than cohort zero because I feel like I skimmed over a lot of stuff in the beginning of this cohort with you guys and threw you into it. So I'm going to try and
Look,
take it a little bit slower next time.
I was gonna actually do like the Alex. You're gonna create a lost files because there was so many great things you were doing at the end. You was like, I don't have time. I was like, you got to do a lost files. Like this, the part I just never got to.
That's
You,
such a good idea.
you know,
Maybe
like
I'm
the lost,
thinking about
the lost
cohort
purchase.
one. I think I'm going to release it in April. So maybe in March I'll do a Lost Files series. Guys, this is everything I didn't show you. All right. Well, I
Yeah, I'll
will
be
not take up
right
any
there
more
looking
of your
at it.
time. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you being here today, and I hope that this was in some way helpful to you. And keep me updated in the Facebook group if anything changes that you can't attend next week, or if you have any questions in the meantime. I'm not going to promise to put anything because each week I tell you I'm going to post stuff in that Facebook group, and I don't. I just don't have the time. So. I do check it though. So if you put stuff in there, I will answer. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for coming, and I will see you in the Facebook group and definitely next Tuesday.
Thanks, Kier.
All right,
See
bye-bye.
you next week.
Take care.
Bye.
I won't make it for the last two sessions, but I will watch the replays.
Oh, okay, no problem. So you won't be here at all. This is your last session then.
Yeah, so I'm starting a job, and my hours is gonna be crazy.
Oh, no problem. We'll just watch the replays then.
Yes, definitely.
Congratulations on the new job.
Thank you. Gotta make some money in order for me to make more money.
Exactly. All right, guys, have a good rest of your day.
All right, thank you.